Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm out here on my day off, finishing up before the sun goes down. Working on the Valiant. Hit a few little snags here and there, but started to get a lot of the stuff put on the front end, suspension parts. Let me just show you. Got the upper ball joint installed and torqued and the greaser put on. Got the castle nut tightened down and the cotter pin in on there. Got the cotter pin, or the castle nut tightened down on the bottom ball joint and the cotter pin put in there. I don't have the mounting bolts for the spindle to the backing plate torqued yet. These are just these two bottom ones are hand tied. I went to Fastenal today and got me some grade 8 bolts, anti-rust ones. I got to get some small ones evidently. The 4 that I had from the factory wouldn't fit the uppers, so I'm going to get some grade 8 ones for the top, which these are 1/2 inch, so I got to drop down a notch and get 4 of the bolts go up top here and the lock nuts, and then let's see here. Yeah, I have to wait on the tie rods and stuff. I almost one of the snags was today that I almost couldn't find the upper ball joint socket, but buggy. Anyway, I guess I left it in a spot that I don't normally put it in. It was in the on a box of odds and ends and nuts and bolts in the trunk of my Dart. So luckily I found that. Otherwise I was going to have to order one and wait on that. But the tie rod, the aftermarket heavy-duty tie rod tubes are still coming in the mail some point this week. We're waiting for the Pitman arm to show up anytime and the idle arm to show up at any time. And then once that happens, I've already got the slant 6 cross drag link, cross link, whatever you want to call it. I already had this sandblasted and painted earlier this summer. It's just been waiting to go on there. Get the tie rods on. And then I get a set of shocks for the front. But anyway, but yeah, just some odds and ends that I got to do. I fired this up earlier. I guess I can go ahead and fire it up for you now for the people that are new to the channel. Let's see here. But other than that, it's just some odds and ends here. I gotta go. Give me a minute here. Okay, so a lot of you guys already know. I started this up a couple months ago, and you guys got to hear it. For the people who haven't got a chance to hear this thing run yet, it's a slant 6 170 1 barrel. I've done a little bit of modifications to the oiling system, cleaned up all the ports, pretty much gasket matched the ports, cleaned the bowls, polished the valves, made sure the exhaust flange and the exhaust pipe is the same diameter, if not a hair bigger than the port coming off the exhaust manifold itself. So everything on this, including the carburetor has gone through, and I've cleaned up all the sharp edges and opened some stuff up, and to increase airflow. David Vizard backed this up by doing the actual flow test on his channel to prove that how much more CFM you can get out of a stock 1 barrel or 2 barrel carburetor instead of just slapping on a 4 barrel. like some of the guys on Facebook was trying to tell me to do. So I'm just using with what I got, especially at today's speeds on the highway. You want to make sure the slant 6 can put everything out that it's got. The factory exhaust is real restrictive. I think it goes from 2" and then next down to like 1 and 3/4, 1 and 7/8 or something like that. I can't remember the exact. So you're choking it down to like. That's why a lot of times the exhaust manifolds are prone to cracking. They just build so much heat in that exhaust manifold, and just natural wear and tear. But ever since I've had my slant 6s, and I've taken out the exhaust flap inside, the exhaust valve, whatever you want to call it, and then opened up the flow path for the engine. Haven't had any issues with exhaust leaks, blowing out gaskets, and or a cracked manifold so far, knock on wood. But anyway, it's got 2 1/4 pipe running all the way to the back underneath the car here, and then into a 2" in, 2" out. What is it? Flowtech afterburner muffler from Holley. And then from the muffler back, there's no exhaust pipe yet, so we still have to get that finished. But I rambled on long enough. Let me go ahead and fire this up for you. But I don't want to run this too long because I don't have the radiator hooked up, and I don't want to possibly burn up the water pump. So, but anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, it's coming together finally after that big hurdle of I think it was about just under $300. That includes shipping and everything for all the front suspension parts that we had to finish getting. So that big hurdle's over with. So now it's just the little nitpicky stuff like front brake shoes, the hydraulic lines that go between the wheel cylinder to the brake lines, the spring kits for the brakes. So anyway, you get the idea. Just little piddly little things like that. When we're starting on the interior as well, we're going to pretty much be driving this, once we get everything done, we're going to be driving this without a headliner for a while to save up some money. Maybe like springtime we'll get a headliner put in it. But my main goal is to get the jute padding and insulation down on the floor, and then we found a couple different places that make really good quality factory molded carpet, loop carpet to put in here. I'm not going to go with black. I think they got one that's like saddle looking brown, that's kind of a real light brown. It'll go along with the interior. We're just going to do a basic color, and then deal with the seats. My mom's supposed to be finishing those up anytime, and then we'll clean the vinyl seats really good, especially with some Dawn dish soap, and then some light cleaner to make sure the surface is not contaminated. And then I think we're going to try to see if we can't get some vinyl dye to dye the change the seat colors, because right now there's kind of a maroon red. We're going to try to do that. I don't know if we're going to do a brown or what. We haven't really got that far yet. So, but anyway, it's not going to be nowhere near Barrett Jackson quality restoration, but it'll be a daily driver mainly for my mom, since it's mostly her car. But we agreed that since I've been doing a lot of work on it, I get to take it out from time to time and drive it around. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So stay tuned. Like I said, this week we're going to get the rest of the parts in, and I'll do another video. I'm off Friday, so hopefully all the parts are in by Friday. I can finish getting the front end done, and then get it to the where I can start getting like the like I said, the buying the spring kits, getting the wheel cylinders put back in there, the spindle or the this rotating hub, and the fresh grease and the bearings and stuff like that. Because I've already got the other two tires. They're already, the rims have already been painted. The tires are on them, aired up. They're just waiting to be put on the front. So maybe we can finally get this thing down on the ground. The only other thing I got to do too, I'd like to order the speedometer cable, since we went to the 1970 904 automatic, and get the correct speedometer cable that can match up to the back of the speedometer on this, and then it's got the newer style end for the newer style transmission, and then just some odds and ends. But be giving the car another bath since it's been sitting for a while, and then but yeah, that's about it. Like I said, stay tuned. That's it for now.